Ermagerd, it's a sturm. It's working. Ha, ha, it's actually working. I don't have to throw a little fit and open up Google Hangouts. And in honor of this moment, I think I will try to play a song that I'm kind of like making up in my head as I rearrange my stuff here. Well, my icons, which are what I call my balls. I mean, no, the images on the screen. I don't call my balls my icons. Most of the week. Anyways, yeah. So there's a little song I got in my head. Let me see if I can remember how to play it. I am still living with false hope. Got a president who likes to rope. I think America's going down in flames, but Mueller doesn't want to name any names just yet. I simply don't want to die. I don't want to kiss my sweet lily ass goodbye. Yeah, so like we're all gonna fucking die. I didn't like rehearse that or anything. I'm sure that was apparent, but it's a nice thought. I should probably put some work into that and make an actual parody of that, because I don't wanna die. I don't wanna kiss my sweet lily ass goodbye.
In my heart and baby down in my soul. You, baby, you can't take it no more. No, I know I'm walking out that door the way you treated me too many times before. Right there with you. I know I gotta keep you by my side till the day I die. 'Cause baby, ecstasy is in my hand. Oh, when I'm holding yours in mine and walking in the sand. Oh, baby, you know it's fine. But now you done and piss me off. You ain't done something you shouldn't have done. Baby, I'm mad. I'm going on, I'm going on. I ain't taking no more.
With my tinfoil hat and a frog-like face. Dun 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 dun. Infowars is my shilling space. Dun 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 dun. I don't wanna be a. Wait, where is it? Where is it? Oh, come on! I don't have my little slideshow. I have accidentally deleted the little Alex Jones slideshow. I'm not going to manually pull it off. Where is he? He's got to be somewhere around here. Is it the news folder? Is it the channel icons folder? It's the channel icons folder. There we go. We have a photo of Alex Jones there. My friends, we got to prepare for Obama. He's gonna take over. He's gonna take our guns, and he's gonna make all the frogs gay. Yeah, Alex Jones. See, he got millions and millions of views for the same reason I don't. Or for the exact opposite side of the same reason. See, he serves the agenda of numbing you to when it actually comes. Oh, it's not Freemasons, it's not the Illuminati, it's not Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. It's the same fucking enemy. It always has been. You call it the Russians, because you're very young. It's called the Horde. And let's see how long it takes me to find that icon. Oh, I'm sure I have a few to choose from. And no, I'm not prepared for this video because I've been busy fucking freaking out all morning. Haven't you? Oh my God. Great Britain, as you may have heard, experienced a Russian terrorist attack. I think the last one that Europe had to deal with, up until the invasion of Ukraine, was when the Russians shot down a civilian airliner on its way to South Korea, killing 63 Americans. And Ronald Reagan called it a terrorist attack. But I'm not allowed to call it a terrorist attack, according to YouTube. What Russia does is terrorism. And it's because they are not Russia. They are not Kievan Rus. That country is called Ukraine now. Okay? And that country very much has the spirit of ancient Kievan Rus. Ancient. Of 500 years ago. When they defended Europe. As they do this day. And we will see in my maps and maps of maps and maps. The Horde. That thing you've been turning a blind eye to for ever so long. No matter how many fucking clues there are. Oh! I don't know where the banana came from, but yeah. But you were busy on YouTube, thinking you knew the real truth. Meanwhile, back in reality, those fuckers were laughing at you. And it didn't matter if there were signs and the wonders like God reaching out to you from the heavens himself, trying to reassure you the danger is real, but the Comforter has come. You continue to cover your eyes. And ignore what Ronald Reagan called the evil empire. I'm so glad I got to see Mr. Reagan when I was a young boy in Decatur, Alabama. And it's funny how no one questions what was really going on with the Russian spies involved with Iran-Contra. Did I say Contra? I'm sorry. I meant mantra. It's the mantra. It's the one little thing you memorized. That, you know, it's why Reagan was bad too. Yeah, maybe he was bad. But you know what? He at least spoke sense to the defense of this country. Now, you have the Trollmander. Oh, the Trollmander. See, I'm just an irrational fool because I think the person who gets the most votes wins an election, you know, because I don't delusively reassign the definitions of words just to appropriate a compromise that was made with an entity that no longer exists. That's the Three-Fifths Compromise made with the South before the Civil War, before we conquered them, before we defeated them in a war called the Civil Fuck War. And the whole idea of the Electoral College, which by the way is not a phrase found in the Constitution, comes from that. And I hate to say I told you so. I mean, really, I do. I would have, rather people fucking actually listen to me and YouTube not suppress my channel and call me racist against Russians and anti-Semitic and all kinds of different shit. Call me anti-Semitic for trying to debunk anti-Semites and trying to make the distinction between real Jews and false Jews and trying to go at the jugular to the root of what causes anti-Semitism and tell them that they're fucking wrong. No, you're going to confuse me as an anti-Semite. Sounds like the nonsense my brothers spoke before they threw me in a well. But that was a long time ago. Much longer ago than this. This is the Horde. This is that thing that's a long, long time ago before America, right? Before America, right? 1492 is before 1502, isn't it? Yeah? Yeah. And Hungary hadn't even been invaded yet. That's still gonna fall. But then after Kievan Rus was basically a thing of the past, a magical trading post called Moscow just was able to breed a bunch of people without food. And then what they did, these big magical white people, they just walked, they just walked because they were poor, just fools, right? Just aimlessly meandering Russians. You know how like Russians like to aimlessly meander, right? Yeah. They just aimlessly meandered westward, all the way to the Pacific Ocean, all the way across that big area that the Mongolian horde just gave up on, or lost interest in, or well, what happened to the Mongolian horde? I mean, obviously I've familiarized myself with the common history. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. The ever-growing, expanding kingdom of the north that corrupted Nineveh in the time of Babylon. That corrupted and destroyed Kievan Rus, the Byzantines, Europe. The hidden kingdom that you mythologize as Khazaria, Georgia. It's the kingdom of the north. That's all you really need to know. I wouldn't be so bold as to say their capital was even in a set place. I think to think so would be an assumption based on a misunderstanding of their culture in general. See, Europe has been squeezed from the same places for a very, very long time. And it's not where Jews come from. Kabbalic, maybe. Jewish, not. And as for the salamis and bolognas, well, who still carries the name Khan? What is a Khanate? What is a Khan? What is, or was, the Soviet Union? What was the spread of communism? What empire was that masking itself as a political ideology? If you don't ask yourself that, if you don't find the answer to that question, you don't understand reality in a practical way. You assume people think in the ADD, airheaded, fucking tabloid bullshit fashion that Westerners do. No, we've been cowed. Not for decades, for centuries. As long as there's been a printing press, and then some. And now, Theresa May has issued an ultimatum of retaliation against the Russians. Rex Tillerson has now been fired as Secretary of State for saying that it was the Russians. Just think of that. If you still don't think Donald Trump is a traitor. He fired the Secretary of State for agreeing with our NATO ally who was attacked that the poison was made in Russia. He didn't even say the Russians did it. He said exactly what Theresa May. He agreed completely with Theresa May that it was made in Russia, so either the Russian government was behind it or they have lost control of one of the most dangerous substances on Earth. I'm not going to be texting, that's what I was just doing. I'm not going to be streaming too terribly long here. I will either take a break and end it, or take a break and be back with the Merface. Depends on how she's feeling. She's homesick from work. They're at Walmart picking up their prescriptions right now. Or just leaving Walmart. But yes, the fit has hit the shan. We're going to see very shortly really, we should see by the end of today whether or not American institutions hold up. how is Britain to leave this up to sanctions when they can't trust the Americans to implement any? Huh? You know what they can rely on? NATO. So once again, it is in the interest of Russia and in the interest of peace to get rid of this brainwashed madman you have allowed to be installed as our president. You know, I wonder sometime if Putin is awake. I wonder if I could talk to him as a Nephilim. Or if he's convinced himself that he's immortal and is drowned by his own ego. I wonder sometimes. Because it's a fancy thought to joke with him about how much effort could go into making it obvious that the world is full of shit. Yet people still don't fucking realize it. But see, I detest those who take pride in bullshit. So alas, we find ourselves at an impasse. Because those who deceive have no honor. Don't even trust the metal of your own meat. Well, we'll see you soon. Oh. Top nuclear bomb scenes in movies. My wife and I both busted out laughing when we saw that icon that was all the way on the right there. I was expecting another fails video, but people are assholes. That's what made us laugh. It made me click. So, in 1983, around the time of all the spy versus spy stuff happening, not being found out about, there was a NATO exercise that was for communications in the event of World War III breaking out, basically. It was a communications exercise. And the Soviets, in intercepting these communications, thought World War III was about to break out. You know. Supposedly. They thought World War III was about to break out. And that's their ultimate excuse for having shot down that plane. I personally think they knew damn good and well NATO wasn't about to invade them. They know damn good and well Ronald Reagan's Star Wars program wasn't a threat to them. They know damn good and well we would never strike first. They know that. And everything they ever say that is contrary to that is a lie. And it's, frankly, a pathetic sign of insecurity. So just really, you just gotta bullshit everyone all the time. No. Rex Tillerson. He's going to be replaced by Pompeo. And apparently there's some nice girl working at the CIA who's going to replace Pompeo. And, boy, so much for continuity of government. So much for stability of the American democracy. I mean, Trump was sent here to destabilize things, and done a pretty damn good job of it. Just wait till you see what's coming with Theresa May. If you don't impeach his ass by the end of the day. I refuse to get sick again. My glands are no longer swollen, but yeah, still being cautious about the slightest bit of phlegm. So, yeah. I saw this morning, I wish I had my camera ready. I didn't have my phone on me or my camera. All I had was my freaking cigarettes in my pocket. Because it's been so dark with daylight savings and all, I didn't think I could catch traffic on camera well, so I didn't bring either one. Stupid of me. On the way back to the house, facing this way, which is southeast, towards New Orleans. Oh, funny that. Towards New Orleans, I saw a crescent, like a thin crescent moon, and some pink, like banded type clouds, like just rows and rows of clouds, just kind of going right up to the crescent moon. And what drew my attention to it was a bunch of crows. I heard them first, and I looked up, and it was like, maybe 150 of them, like a pretty substantial swarm, or a flock, swarm, whatever. And it just juxtaposed against the backdrop was fucking breathtaking. I mean, just stunningly beautiful. And I thought to myself, how can this not be a sign? It has me very worried about today. Especially because if the worst case scenario happens, that is the direction of my horrifying vision. Yeah. So I'm wearing my real-time shirt, my number 42 Acura TLX. That basically I fucking designed with my imagination. Never even told them about it. I just had this car in mind, and they fucking built it. I was very pleased. And now I draw cars, and they build them. But yeah. It'd be nice to get paid for that or something. Just saying. But I figure, you know, fucking world might end today. Distinct possibility. Might as well wear my favorite t-shirt. Usually sits folded up on top of my sword display. Keeping the dust off of the rack in the middle. And off of the swords that are just for show. Bleach swords. We have Sengetsu and Sori no Shiryogi. Because that's fun, isn't it? One of the groomsmen bought them for us as wedding gifts. I wound up using them as decorative spikes to help me erect the tent. He said, never mind. So anyways, oh no. I've smoked my last cigarette in that pack. Let's take a little break so you don't have to hear this thing banging. Just gonna mute the camera thing. Mr. President, I am your father. Oh damn. Morgan, huh? As in buffet. Wouldn't be the first time I was under the impression she'd been dealt with. See if I can shatter that illusion right quick. So, Morgan. Tell me as much as you want, Sean. The Crow. He was responding. Apparently, I mentioned it in the video I filmed earlier. I wasn't sure whether I told the video or I just told my wife. Yeah, anyway, I'm an old guy who just repeats the same stories over and over again. If you haven't noticed. Okay. So the Crow is a sign of Morgana, or Morgan, or Morgan Le Fay. And if a certain thing is still written, it would explain why my memory is blocked from it. Because then I would have no need for that memory to be carried in this limited capacity storage device here. Tell you what, though. If I was able to find a way, I would present myself to the Queen of England and offer the entirety of my knowledge and see what royal scholar was triggered. And perhaps the dots that connect present misunderstanding to the former wisdom that preserved the West can at last be known. And at least 30 years worth of outright brainwashing, beyond propaganda, beyond misinformation. They've infiltrated every aspect of our education and religious systems. It has to be undone. Fairy tales are more true than what our children are taught as history. And Manifest Destiny and the Oregon Trail is taught as, quote, God's given grace to mankind. That's the bullshit that my children are learning right now too. That's borderline teaching religion in schools for starters, which I don't agree with. That is contrary to the national security strategy of this country, which is that we should be able to educate people of all faiths. Okay. But, does it even fucking matter anymore? We're just teaching them a bunch of lies anyways. Sure, we get the individual facts and names mostly correct, but the context is completely fucking missing. Why? Peace? Do we really lie to our children, thinking that the reason why we were all chased here, fled for our lives, and came to America was, well, God just wanted to bless you, my friends. Really, that's it? Or perhaps there was a reason we came here. Perhaps there was a reason why the Greeks in Egypt and all throughout the Mediterranean, Greeks, the different European interconnected civilization that was all throughout the world was squeezed into a corner in Europe. And then came the New World. Imagine those people in Europe. You know, don't think of these little bullshit fucking stories that are told. Now that you know that fake news exists, you can no longer read history as if everything documented were true. It's preposterous. You know what doesn't lie, though? The lines on the map. The fact is, this horde swept in from the east. And nearly drove civilization into the sea. And it wasn't white European civilization, it was an intercultural, multicultural, somewhat segregated, granted, but friendly and equal and respectful society. 3,400 years ago. And it's been wave after wave after wave for thousands of years, destroying this civilization that first the children of God built, then the children of God destroyed, but then the children of God incarnate built. Through works, through deeds, through common good, and formed an empire of corrupt gods back into the civilization, almost that it once was, before memory allows you to think. It wasn't that murder was always legal. It's just that it was legal for a time, when mankind had forgotten the ways of God. Then God came back, male and female, and sacrificed him and herself to teach you how to be free, to teach you how to respect each other, to teach you how to live and preserve yourselves. And now The corruption of that message has gotten to the point where it is some sort of happy thought. As if Peter Pan told you you could fly. If you just believe that Jesus Christ is your personal Savior. And He died on the cross to wash your sins away. You just believe that. You don't got to do anything else. You don't got to act like a decent fucking human being. No. You believe this one dogmatic Peter Pan happy thought bullshit. And you get a free pass? Because of a magical pagan sacrifice? You're a bunch of Satanists and you don't even fucking realize it. Because of a sacrifice? Because God had to sacrifice Himself? To what? Satan? Because when you believe that, that's what you're saying. You're saying that God somehow had to bow before something else to redeem you. That's not the God I know. The God I know would beat the living shit out of the devil and say, these are my people. And he'd be on his merry fucking way. You know how I know? Because I beat the living shit out of the devil. And I said, these are my people. And I was on my merry fucking way. And those were good times. And then we had heaven on earth. We had a kingdom. We called it heaven. And nobody who lived during that time and saw those miracles and came to believe they weren't easy to kill. The mighty men of old, they compared. But there have been none since. At least, not that I know of. The first couple of times I fought an entire gang of people by myself, I thought, ooh, maybe I can be one of them mighty men. Got a sword but no bullwhip. Bullwhips are handy if you know how to use them. Something as a little crazy boy in Texas, which, you know, often boys in Texas are fucking crazy. I felt the need to practice and learn as many little tricks and skills as I could with a bullwhip. Never related the two until I think, what was it, Emily mentioned? Yeah, bullwhip. Oh yeah, I like bullwhips. Of course, per se, they wouldn't agree that it was a bullwhip. They would say that's a later westernized invention. No, dearie. No. Long braided whip. I've seen ancient ones in ancient lives. fuck is this video supposed to be about? Oh yeah, the end of the world. It's the end of the world hangout. Nah. We're just gonna pray that it doesn't end. And see what happens. I wonder if my subscriptions are updating. It actually started updating again shortly after I had uploaded that video earlier. Top Tillerson aide has been fired hours after his boss. Let's see what this is about.
Department, one of his top aides was also fired. White House officials told reporters Undersecretary of State Steve Goldstein was dismissed for contradicting the account of Tillerson's departure.
Nice. So, for telling the truth. Very interesting. Rex Tillerson delivers a statement. Is that 3 minutes 9 seconds? Yes, okay, we'll have to check into that. Now this is pissing me off. See this? This is Pirelli World Challenge, supposed to be live streaming. this Sean's being a goof. He's deadly with a wet towel. Does it have any relation? Irish went to America because of a genocide they called the famine. Yeah, an imposed genocide. Fucking mercenaries coming in and taking all your food as soon as you harvested it. They did the same thing to Ukraine. Putin critic has been found dead in London. Another one?
Who was a critic of Vladimir Putin, found dead in his home in London. Our senior international correspondent, Nick Walsh, is joining us from London right now. Nick, what can you tell us?
Proceed with a note of caution, Wolf, because it's very early days here, but Nikolai Glushkov, we understand from his lawyer speaking of the Russian media, was the man who the Metropolitan Police have said was found dead at his home just south of London in New Malden last night at about 10 o'clock. Now, a cause of death is not given at this particular point, but the police behind me say they've put the counter-terrorism police in charge of the investigation, I think purely because of the climate of suspicion, I might say fear that is gripping London because of the death.
The fat lady ain't fucking saying yet, man. Hopefully, Rex Tillerson is going to make an announcement about Article 25 of the Constitution. Can the U.S. enforce a ceasefire in Ghouta, in eastern Ghouta? No. Can the Russians? Yes. Russia is warning the United States of consequences if we strike Syria.
It says the U.S. launches a strike in Syria. That's according to Russian state-owned media. The statement comes after U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley, said the U.S. would get involved in the Syria ceasefire if the UN won't. It is.
Great. So, anybody else shitting a brick yet? I need to go buy some mortar. I can build a fucking wall. Maybe I can get Mexico to pay for it. So, yeah, they're flaunting their new ultrasonic missile test. I guess the Russian trolls might want to inform their superiors, but we've had such missiles since the late 1980s. In fact, I'm really not impressed. But like, it's fascinating to me that the Russians think that they're going up against American 90s technology, when our 90s technology was actually our 70s technology. And we just had a lot of it, and we needed to get rid of it. But, all that money's going somewhere. But hypersonic missiles, nothing new. I'm pretty sure they're not really anything new to the Russians either. I'm pretty sure they've had them since about 2009. But, the Americans and the Russians had been testing hypersonic missiles and aircraft, as far as I know. I'm not sure if it was the Russians too, but I know the Americans were testing hypersonic aircraft. By 2011, but as early as 2005. And that's just going from memory, from things that I've seen, things that I've seen reported. But the shit that we have is so fast you'd have to have an IQ probably about 143 or better just to be able to perceive it if you were looking for it. But I still I wonder about the numbers. Here's the thing with the whole nuclear arsenals. Supposedly the Russians last reported had 2,500. We had 1,500. Now, during the early 80s, the numbers were more like 6,000 to 8,000, like upwards around 10,000 at the peak of the Cold War. Who really thinks that Putin doesn't have an underground facility somewhere that he's been manufacturing nuclear warheads? Like, does anybody, I say that as if it's few people, but I know that it's everyone at our little, so-called government. Thank God for the deep state. That's a hell of a lot deeper than anybody can fucking get to. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. But these fools in Washington think that because they haven't seen any evidence that that Putin has been mass producing nuclear cruise missiles, that he hasn't. Putin's so fucking clever. He's probably got nuclear cruise missiles that look just like torpedoes. You know where they are? Right in plain sight. So, let's see. Press briefing starting soon. That's great, it starts with an earthshake, birds and snakes and airplanes. Dingo face is not afraid. I have a hurricane, listen to yourself, turn on ropes to the own knees, don't just your own knees. Dingo's trying to sing along too. Oh, sing us the song of your people. What is it, boy? Did Timmy fall down a well? Go lay down in your room. Go on. That's how he talks. He's like Lassie's great-grandson or something, I don't know. Fuck. He wants food. He wants to go outside. He wants to be petted. You are petting him. He sees a crawfish. He wants to play with the crawfish. While he's playing with the crawfish. I gotta pull that video out and upload it. It's a little clip by itself. There's so much crap I need to do with this channel. Just organization. I just need to organize the fucking channel better. I can't get around to saying half the shit I need to say on here, let alone finding time for that. We had another interesting weekend in which another pipe burst, and where it decided to burst was on this electricity type box apparatus thing, majigama-bobber. It was the neutral connector for the GCFI surge protection for the house. A little jet of water for an undiscernible amount of time had just been spraying right at the top of the little box, and it is now what's the word I'm looking for? Melted. Yeah. So fucking GFCI goes bad in the bathroom. We replaced that. Light still ain't working. Had to go into the fucking house. I got my friend who's an electrician over here checking with his fucking voltmeter and toner and shit. Can't figure out what the fuck's going on. Finally we go looking underneath the house and see this shit. Like, mystery solved, but big pain in the ass. And we still don't have power in the back corner of the house. I currently have an extension cord run to Squirmy's tank. Whew. Fun times. But at least I do have power in most of the house. Oh. New thing. Speaking of how badly we need a house, I'm no longer going to be mentioning anybody who donates to the channel. Okay? And that's mostly, so if anybody was worried about donating and being mentioned, I'm no longer going to mention any donations that are made to the channel. Not that there fucking are many. I think the last couple were Sean and James. Thanks, guys. I try to work hard for my $12.27 a month. See if that'll show up there. $12.27. 28 days. I know it's backwards, but, you know, use your fucking brain. That's my YouTube channel manager app. That's how many views I've had in the past 28 days, how much watch time at the top, how many subscribers, and $12.27 for a month of keeping track of everything. I have a notification of a comment on a comment, and I don't really care. I do find it very fascinating how David Pakman is starting to see the anti-Semitism on the left as well as the right. And this comes in light of Putin's recent comments that it might have been the Jews. Like, he lists them among things as if they were some sort of terrorist organization. The Jews, oh yeah, don't forget the Jews, you know. Anyway. God, no fucking volume.
To remain at their post and continue our mission at the State Department and working with the interagency process. I will be meeting members of my front office team and policy planning later today to thank them for their service. They have been extraordinarily dedicated to our mission, which includes promoting values that I view as being very important. The safety and security of our State Department personnel, accountability, which means treating each other with honesty and integrity, and respect for one another. Most recently, in particular, to address challenges of sexual harassment within the department. I want to speak now to my State Department colleagues and to our interagency colleagues and partners at DOD and the Joint Chiefs of Staff, most particularly. To my Foreign Service officers and civil service colleagues, we all took the same oath of office. Whether you're a career, employee, or political appointee, we are all bound by that common commitment to support and defend the Constitution, to bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and to faithfully discharge the duties of our office. As a State Department, we are bound together by that oath. We remain steadfast here in Washington and at posts across the world, many of whom are in danger-faced situations without their families. The world needs selfless leaders like these, ready to work with long-standing allies, new emerging partners and allies, who now, many are struggling as democracies, and in some cases are dealing with human tragedy, crisis of natural disasters, literally crawling themselves out of those circumstances. These are experiences that no lecture hall in an academic environment or a think tank can teach you. Only by people going to the front lines to serve can they develop this kind of talent. To the men and women in uniform, I'm told for the first time in most people's memory, the Department of State, Department of Defense, have a close working relationship where we all agree the U.S. leadership starts with diplomacy. The men and women in uniform at the Department of Defense, under the leadership of Secretary Mattis and General Dunford, protect us as Americans and our way of life daily, at home and abroad. As an all-volunteer military, they do it for love of country, they do it for you, and they do it for me, and for no other reason. As Americans, we are all eternally grateful to each of them, and we honor their sacrifices. The rewarding part of having leadership and partnerships in place is that you can actually get some things done. And I want to give recognition to the State Department and our partners for a few of their accomplishments under this administration. First, working with allies, we exceeded the expectations of almost everyone with the DPRK maximum pressure campaign. With the announcement on my very first trip as Secretary of State to the region that the era of strategic patience was over, and we commenced the steps to dramatically increase not just the scope, but the effectiveness of the sanctions. The Department undertook a global campaign to bring partners and allies on board in every country around the world, with every embassy and mission raising this to the highest levels, and in every meeting I've had throughout the year, this has been on the agenda to discuss. The adoption of the South Asia strategy with a conditions-based military plan as the tool to compel the Taliban to reconciliation and peace talks with the Afghan government. Finally equipped our military planners with a strategy which they can execute as opposed to a succession of 16 one-year strategies. This clear military commitment attracted the support of allies broadly and equipped our diplomats with a whole new level of certainty around how to prepare for the peace talks and achieve the final objectives. In other areas, while progress has been made, much work remains. In Syria, we did achieve important ceasefires and stabilizations, which we know has saved thousands of lives. There's more to be done in Syria, particularly with respect to achieving the peace, as well as stabilizing Iraq and seeing a healthy government installed, and more broadly in the entire global campaign to defeat ISIS. Nothing is possible without allies and partners, though. Much work remains to establish a clear view of the nature of our future relationship with China. How shall we deal with one another over the next 50 years and ensure a period of prosperity for all of our peoples, free of conflict between two very powerful nations? And much work remains to respond to the troubling behavior and actions on the part of the Russian government. Russia must assess carefully as to how its actions are in the best interest of the Russian people and of the world more broadly. Continuing on their current trajectory is likely to lead to greater isolation on their part.
He wasn't in the campaign.
A situation which is not in anyone's interest. So to my colleagues in the State Department and the interagency, much remains to be done to achieve our mission on behalf of the American people, with allies and with partners. I close by thanking all for the privilege of serving beside you for the last 14 months. Importantly, to the 300+ million Americans, thank you for your devotion to a free and open society, to acts of kindness towards one another, to honesty and the quiet hard work that you do every day to support this government with your tax dollars. All of us, we know, want to leave this place as a better place for the next generation. I'll now return to private life as a private citizen, as a proud American, proud of the opportunity I've had to serve my country. God bless all of you. God bless the American people. God bless America.
Secretary of State walking out without taking questions. The now outgoing Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson, says he will now return to private life. And
what I find most fascinating about that, troublesome, is he sounded like he was going to cry when he was talking about the troops. Not when he was talking about his departure. As if he expects this to go badly as well. Again, if anybody's catching my broadcast, I am not a sensationalist. I would not say such things if I did not sincerely believe that there's a significant chance of everything going to hell. There's a fine example of how it's all about to start, though. Did you hear about the packages in Austin? Well, VX made it to London. We could make it here. Fascist puppets made it to Europe, and they made it here. Game over. It's either time to stop fucking around, stop playing games, stop thinking news is going to interfere with your hobbies, start paying attention, start calling your congresspeople, start demanding that they defend their country. Fucking, for God's sakes, impeach the fucking flaming hot Cheeto of the apocalypse. Arctic warming is linked to extreme weather. Oh, you don't say. All the focus on the North Pole, though, never on the South Pole. Oh, yes, and don't forget, just, you know, the icing on the fucking cake. Tillerson found out that he was fired from Trump's fucking Twitter. Hopefully this Pennsylvania election, you know, because national security isn't enough to get these fucking Republican assholes to do their job and uphold their constitutional obligation to impeach this corrupt fucking traitor. Maybe this election in Pennsylvania, when it goes horribly for Republicans because of their affiliation with Trump, will finally realize, hey, for political expediency, you know, not to defend the country or anything, not to uphold, you know, dignity and decency and honor and respect and rule of law, that kind of thing. But for political expediency, they might fucking impeach Trump. So let's all hope and pray this fucking Pennsylvania goes handedly to the Democrat. And then maybe we can get, you know, somebody else, anybody else in there. Anybody else in there. Hillary Clinton spoke in India. Oh, I kind of want to see if I can find that clip. Hold on. I can't play the view, so I gotta wait now. Turn off that. See if they're going to show a clip of Hillary. If they show a clip of Hillary, I can show the clip of them showing a clip. There we go.
His whole campaign, Make America Great Again, was looking backwards. You know, you didn't like black people getting rights, you don't like women, you know, getting jobs, you don't want to, you know, see that Indian American succeeding more than you are. Whatever your problem is, I'm going to solve it. So it was a symptom, but it was also a cause.
Now, she also says she should.
Well, she's right, as usual. It's almost as if she has some sort of adult understanding of things. You gotta understand what Make America Great Again is based on, what white nationalism is based on. It's based on fear that blacks and Mexicans are going to outbreed, not just out-immigrate. Okay, there's, Mexican immigration and all. But the fear is based on the idea that blacks and Mexicans have more babies than white people. And eventually, if white people don't oppress the black people and the Mexicans, the white people are no longer going to be the dominant culture in this country. There's another thing you could do. Fuck more. Just saying. And maybe, if you weren't a bunch of fucking assholes, you might get laid. Just saying. Just saying. Because it's funny. It's fucking funny. Yeah, okay, so Tillerson, let me just say this. I wanted to say this in the middle of the thing, but it was live, so I didn't want to interrupt it. In summary, they thought he was a useful idiot, but he turned out to be not so useful and far from an idiot. They buttered him up, and I guess they took him for a more simple person since he had worked his way up. Motherfucker, I used to stock shelves at a grocery store. Do I look like a simple person to you? Rex Tillerson, not a simple person. In fact, he's a son of a strain of people I could only refer to as mentats. And you can invariably tell them by their eyebrows. He's got those eyebrows, doesn't he? Let's see where I am. Fucking eyebrows, where are they? Oh, I hate this new YouTube shit. They can't fucking just show the thing. They gotta, play a little goddamn clip of everything. But man, the fucking eyebrows are something else. Here, randomly stop on television.
News.
There we go. Okay, thanks, Newsy. Oh, can't really see his fucking eyebrows, well, can you? There we go. See that triangular shape to the eyebrows?
Reporters.
Oh, I had it too. Anyways. That. Oh, I would expect to see many men like that in old Kievan Rus. And I suppose the look of the guy also helped the Russians think that they could trust him or use him as a collaborator. But the man's from Texas. And he probably just had too much pride for that bullshit. Okay? Rex Tillerson. Fascinating name, isn't it? He worked his way up in ExxonMobil and was given the, big award from Russia, the Medal of Freedom, for a deal between Gazprom, Rosneft, and ExxonMobil you know, between the Russian government and ExxonMobil, basically, between Putin and ExxonMobil, that basically the sanctions that Obama had implemented as a result of the Russians invading Ukraine and, you know, repeatedly hacking us and our European allies, those kind of screwed up that deal for him. So he was in the Trump administration, presumably on its face, to oversee sanctions relief, or, you know, to be for sanctions relief. Okay. But given his international commercial dealings as a CEO of ExxonMobil, he at least had some basic semblance of state-level diplomatic experience. But, like I said, he didn't turn out to be as useful and not nearly as much of an idiot. Rex Tillerson has not fully implemented the Trump agenda in the State Department. He's done a lot to, you know, reduce our diplomatic effectiveness abroad. But I don't think he's been doing as much as Trump has wanted him to the whole time. And he has been, you know, kind of like Pompeo, and kind of like, you know, everybody but Trump and the fucking shill media, sitting there, you know, speaking plainly and sensibly about Russia being a threat to the United States. So the Republicans have closed the Intel Committee, and they've issued their report that there was no, contrary to the Intelligence Committee, they have said that the Russians weren't even hacking in support of Trump and against Hillary. Oh no. They say it was for and against Trump. They went against Trump after he fucking won the election to legitimize him. You understand that? They went against Trump just so you could say they went against Trump. And I'm just sick of talking to fucking schoolgirls. I'm sick of listening. I'm sick of being governed by fucking naive little fucking children. Okay? Grow up. Read a book. Fucking learn something. Figure out what strategy is. Then maybe one day you can employ some too, you know, in addition to our enemies. Maybe we could have some strategy, not just technology. We have lots of fucking technology, but we have no strategy. You know how I can tell we have no strategy? Because I have not yet received funding on this channel. There's fucking case in point number one. Okay? We don't even have, it does not exist, a single American propaganda channel. Wouldn't this be a great American propaganda channel? Wouldn't you think if they had half a bit of fucking organization or strategy, they would have, you know, gotten with YouTube? Because, you know, the CIA controls Google, right? And this one pro-CIA, pro-American channel might actually be, you know, promoted instead of suppressed. We think counterintelligence is simply basically keeping it secret how fucking scary Russia is. Then we assist the few people in Europe and elsewhere who dare to resist. But we don't actually start any fucking resistances ourselves. And we sure as hell don't educate our own people on what faces them in the world. You got 150,000 different fucking channels going to make you paranoid of the United States government, but not one single channel going to make you realize how paranoid you should be of the Russians. Alright, folks, it is time to take a break. My wife is back. I'm going to see if she feels like streaming, and if not, I will be wrapping it up. If so, then I'll be back. But in the meantime, enjoy some music. Still, if not my lover, so you ran and you took cover from the concerns of your life. And all I want is for you to see what you want is supposed to be. And all I need is for you to pray, for the way is the truth and the life is the way. You won't find another way. Take it back. Away, push me once, don't look back, just lie back and fade away. You'll come back again, you won't repeat your sin, but you're not welcome anymore. Take it back, all those plastic dreams and lies you can't sustain. Take it back, what you'll really do is never what you say. Take back all your promises and throw the truth away. Push me once, don't look back, just lie back and fade away. Now you've got me by your talents and the love that you were meant. When your words were only spoken to be broken, you were scripted. You meant what you had promised, you go fast and show me proof, but instead you ran away. I guess you never liked the truth. Take the knife of all your virtues out, what's left pure in my heart. Your intentions fail to mention that the lies would ever start. Prophet thing, a people prophet, still if not my lover, though you know there is no other, you still let us fall apart. You'll come back again, you won't repeat your sin, but you're not welcome anymore. Take it back, all those plastic dreams and lies you can't sustain. Take it back, what you'll really do is never what you say. Take it back, all your promises and throw the truth away. Take it back, don't look back, just lie back and fade away. Take it back, what you do, what you say. Take it back, what you do, what you say.
Dark skies over my head. Don't you know one day might be dead, but that ain't gonna be my head. Cause the dead ain't gonna be my head. Oh, don't you know? There's gonna be the day. It's gonna be another bad day. Don't you know it's gonna be another bad day? Don't you know it's a bad day? Oh, the Lord might shine on me someday, but the day ain't that day.
Alright, and we're back.
Hello. I am Lindsay Lohan.
The Murphyface is here. But, I don't feel like putting the camera back up.
That's good for me because I don't really feel like being on camera.
Let's see here. Mr. Conway says, "Hey, Kira."
Hey, Sean. How are you?
Let's see if my game works.
Aw.
Oh my God, it's gonna
Wait,
work.
the game's working and I don't get to catch up on what did I miss as far as headline goes? Because you know, all up in that doctor's office, they don't have the news. Everybody's afraid to politically piss somebody off.
Well, we had,
I just wanted to let you know.
obviously, Tillerson gave a little speech.
Oh,
And
what did he
actually
say?
seemed, he spent most of the time talking about service members. And he seemed really choked up while talking about service members and about how diplomacy is the way to go. Like, he kept on going back and forth, almost kind of meandering.
Well,
And
that's, considering what we know, that's not entirely
right.
unusual.
Yeah, get rid of that one, Sean.
But what I was really curious about is if he was, if he had anything to say about the reason why Trump pushed him out. Because I know what it was.
Right.
I mean, we all know what it was. He agrees that Russia is the one who poisoned that spy.
Indeed.
And Trump doesn't want to fucking admit it.
And now, apparently, a Putin critic, another Putin critic has been killed in Britain.
So Pompeo, okay, this is what I was wondering. So he does have to go before the what is it, the Judiciary Committee that he has to sit in front of that ask him all the questions. Like, he has to go through that whole procedure before he actually gets instated as Secretary of State, correct?
Right.
Okay, but shouldn't he, isn't he being investigated too with this whole thing? Like, with the Mueller investigation? Like, shouldn't that automatically disbar
Pompeo
him?
is clean as shit.
Is he? I don't know.
He's a West Point graduate.
There's something about him that I don't like. He rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, but I think he might have been... I don't want to give away too much, but Trump's got to be fucking going down soon. I think he might have been gaming Trump. I think he might have been trying
Tillerson?
to... No. Well, Tillerson, to a certain extent, he was hiding, you know, his closet loyalism. Okay. They presumed that he was going to... They presumed he was going to play ball based upon the $500 billion deal that he had with Putin. They got in the Middle Friendship Award, right? So they presumed he was going to play ball. But they forgot he was from fucking Texas. Right?
Well, and that's the thing, too. Isn't he one of the ones that Trump was pushing to come out and actually say that he was loyal to him, and he never actually did say that I'm loyal to you?
Yeah, he says a fucking moron.
Well, you know what? That's the one thing why I was okay with all these military types that he's putting, because you know what? They seem one way, but they know where that line is. They're trained to know where that fucking line is. Most of them are. Don't get me wrong.
On the one hand, you know, you got a chance for fascism, but on the other hand, at least you got a semblance of loyalty to the country.
Right.
And here we have another Putin critic found dead in London. After Theresa May just issued an ultimatum saying that they would retaliate. Let's see it.
Lee says at this point they do not believe there is any link to the events of Salisbury, but still, the fact that Nikolai Glushkov, as we now appear to know, a man aged 69, fair to say, who has been reported to have had health problems in the past, is now, of course, turning up dead in his home, has got many people concerned. Now, I should give a little bit of background history here. Mr. Glushkov was an associate of what you call an oligarch, a very rich businessman called Boris Berezovsky, who himself was kind of a kingmaker in the 90s. Many say responsible, in fact, for part of Vladimir Putin's move into the Russian elite. Berezovsky fell out with the Kremlin, moved to London, and a series of corruption cases launched by his then enemies in the Kremlin followed him here. Also followed Mr. Glushkov. Mr. Glushkov was accused and sought for extradition from the United Kingdom to Russia because of accusations he'd embezzled millions of dollars from the Russian state airline Aeroflot.
So, we're waiting for another response from the British government, I think.
We're not waiting on anything.
Britain's ambassador to Moscow.
Britain's ambassador in Moscow, Laurie Bristow, was summoned to the Russian Foreign Ministry together with the Deputy Foreign Minister, Vladimir Titov.
Sorry. Titov.
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 Titov. Titov.
Tit on, honk, honk, tit off, honk. Sorry. Is that like a competition? A tit off? I challenge you to a tit off. No, wait, no. I suppose it wouldn't be in like a deep voice, would it?
I would hope not.
I challenge you to a tit off.
I challenge you to a tit off. Oh, it'd be like that chick that was at the drive-thru.
I didn't think mice had tits, dear. What the fuck was that voice about?
I don't know. I didn't think mice worked the drive-thru at McDonald's either, but you know. But when you go out to the window and they verify your order like this, and you just kind of look at them.
Yeah, that actually happened to the Murphys at which drive-thru was it?
This was the McDonald's in Baker.
Oh, it was Baker.
Was it Baker? I think it was Baker. No?
It was Taco Bell here.
Was it? No, it was McDonald's. No, it was the McDonald's here in Zachary. That's what it was.
She wanted to ask, do you need help carrying people food?
It was the
no, it was Cane's. It was Cane's.
Oh, so that's where the little cartoon mice work.
Yes, the little cartoon mice sell chicken.
No, it's Chickmuck.
While they're not sewing dresses for Cinderella.
But legit, you have the 2 King Nut combos and the box combo? That's going to be Like really, when I paid, me and Little Bit over there turned around and looked at each other like, was that for real? I don't know anybody that talks like this. I bet they can't even understand what I'm saying.
University of Virginia's person says that turnover rate is not healthy for Trump administration. It's not healthy for America. How's it? I mean, who gives a shit how healthy it is for the fucking Trump administration? It's not healthy for our fucking national security. It's not healthy for our morale. It's not healthy for the basic level of competence that our government can attain. Little an exhibit. Like, we can't even pretend to be a competent country to the rest of the world right now. We can't even pretend.
No. And even when we do get rid of this jackass in office, we're still going to be looked at with skepticism.
Oh yeah.
For years to come.
It's permanent.
For years to come.
I said that before he was fucking, installed.
Oh, well, since, healthcare...
Not elected. He wasn't fucking elected. He was installed.
Since healthcare is such an issue, can I bring up...
By a fictional entity.
Can I bring up a conversation that I had with the receptionist at the doctor's office? So they asked me why I didn't still have Medicaid. So I had to go and explain what happened when I tried to apply.
Hold on 1 second.
Sure.
I need to use clips from movies to insult people because I don't have original thoughts. Sorry.
I had to go and explain the whole Medicaid thing and how come I don't have it anymore and why I was going to the doctor with no health insurance today. And every person who I've told this, the story of what happened to so far, I just get this jaw drop. Like, they absolutely cannot believe it. But then I get told that they don't blame me for not finishing the process.
Right.
They're like, it sucks that you have to pay for, your visits now, which it does, but I would much rather pay for my visits than be treated like that.
It does, please.
But it blows my mind how many people are sympathetic to when I tell them why. Because I'm very cautious who I talk to about things like that, especially around here, We're in a red state. I mean, shit. Is that Mardi Gras? Looks like it. She got beads on. Sorry. You can take the girl out of New Orleans, but you can't take the New Orleans out the girl.
I was trying to decide whether or not she looked familiar.
Probably. We probably went to high school with her. Isn't that usually the case?
Trying to make some kind of noise to cover me up.
Right. With all the sinus crap going around.
Oh.
Huh. That's something I'd be interested to hear somebody else's point of view on. How will Mike Pompeo affect the State Department?
Yeah, these should be some good videos that MSNBC, they really are good people to turn to whenever there's any major governmental changes, because they really do get the experts and the former people who sat in those positions to, competently discuss things like adults. And that doesn't happen on CNN or Fox.
Sometimes.
Most of the time on CNN, on
depending
MSNBC.
on the guests.
CNN has the fucking annoying guests that you just want to turn them the fuck off, but, at least when MSNBC lets Republicans speak, they don't put up with their bullshit, That's why most Republicans don't want to go on MSNBC.
Well, it's just like why most Democrats don't want to go on Fox News.
Democrats go on Fox News.
Yeah, but for the most part, there's no
They get berated, but, the problem is they don't go on there often enough. and everything that Fox News says is contrary to what they're going to say, so nobody hears what they say. But they let Democrats on Fox News just often enough to give the false impression of a lack of bias and try to make you feel like you're getting both sides of things, but you're clearly not. Helicopter crash in the East River in Manhattan, killing all passengers, but the pilot lived. That's because he's got a little door, doesn't it? Nothing I can do here, I'm getting the fuck. Just kind of fucked up. European News and Associated Press both coming out with right about minute-long clips about nerve agents. Good times, good fun times we live in.
Apparently a huge solar storm is supposed to hit Earth tomorrow.
Thanks again to all the Russian trolls for destroying the internet and the environment and society in general. Especially the environment, though. I know y'all have to, keep warming the earth so you can, do something else besides peeing on each other all the time. It's just so cold there, they're just trying to keep warm. So, apparently just normal sex isn't good enough for them. They gotta fucking piss on each other and put it on the internet. But they're trying to move past that by causing global warming. They're intentionally promoting right-wing, basically oligarchies around the planet, suppressing political parties who want green energy, and they're doing it on purpose. They know what they're doing. They're consciously trying to warm the earth. They have not denied it. And yes, they've been asked. And they're just like, so what? Oh well. Getting pretty late over in the UK, says Sean Conway. If Theresa May makes a statement, she'll be making it soon. You see, I'll just keep on scrolling and refreshing. I'll get to see what kind of recommendations Google sends me. Whatever you do, don't go to that guy's channel. He's crazy.
Welcome to the highest profile trial court in America.
I've worked with Mike Pompeo now for quite some time.
tremendous energy, tremendous intellect. We're always on the same wavelength.
Tremendous intellect.
He's not a fucking actor,
dude.
dude.
Very good, and that's what I need as Secretary of State. I wish Rex Tillerson well. Gina, by the way, who I know very well, who I've worked very closely, will be the first woman director of the CIA. She's an outstanding person who also I have gotten to know very well. So I've gotten to know a lot of people very well over the last year. And I'm really at a point where we're getting very close to having the cabinet and other things that I want. But I think Mike Pompeo will be a truly great Secretary of State. I have total confidence.
So the cabinet that you picked wasn't the cabinet that you wanted?
As far as Rex Tillerson is concerned, I very much appreciate his commitment and his service, and I wish him well. He's a good man.
I'd appreciate it if you were committed to an asylum. Where you could conveniently hang yourself. And we could all say the Russians didn't do it. We could have a new commission to investigate how the Russians didn't kill him. Had nothing to do with the price of apples in February. Let's do it. Just for the fuck of it. Because that's how shit gets done. Right? Isn't that right? We'll kill somebody ourselves, and then, the CIA kills somebody, and then they have a commission to make sure nobody blames the Russians. Makes perfect sense. Kennedy conspiracy theorists and historians alike both cracked me the fuck up. You little naive school children. It's like it couldn't be more obvious than the fucking Russians. So what was this thing about the Stormy Daniels thing?
Oh, so she's talking about giving back the $130,000 if it means she can talk.
Right, but what about the notary thing?
Okay, so I read an article yesterday that stated that the agreement that she signed that he didn't have his original signature on was not even notarized, which means it's not binding. It won't hold up in court if it's not notarized.
Because they were because they knew. Oh, and that also shows knowledge of guilt regarding its violation of campaign finance laws. Because they were trying to cover up their payment and not connect it to Donald Trump. That's why he didn't sign it on purpose, and that's why they didn't get it fucking notarized.
Well, yeah, I mean, a notary is not going to sign it if you don't have two original signatures on it. So that right there a notary would, I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily called malpractice because it's not an attorney unless, it's an attorney who is supposed to notarize it. But it's not an official settlement. But it's not, no, it's not official. It's not official, and that's probably why it did not get notarized is because his signature was not on there.
One of the things that make a settlement payment instead of just a bribe or hush money is the fact that it's fucking notarized.
It's signed for and notarized, yep. So I thought that was really interesting when I found that article that said that.
Yes, my wife here works in the legal profession. I just created it.
You have to listen to me talk about it every day?
That too.
But no, I get excited when I see shit like that because, like, I really understand the process. Like, it will not... It's just like, you know, when you go to sign... If you've ever had to sign life insurance papers or any kind of, you know, any papers like that where you're receiving money, it's just like you said, you have to have it notarized. Even when you get a check from the insurance company, they want you to go to a notary to have the papers signed. The release papers. Especially if you're not doing it through an attorney. And I mean, depending on the document, if it was just some you know, I'm not saying like some handwritten shit, it's probably typed up, but like, you know what I'm saying? It's not no like official form that you can like download off of your court's website or something. It was probably just some letter. So really, it's not going to be recognized. Actually,
the plot twist.
I've heard of a case actually that's ongoing with litigation right now, where the notary notarized a will without the person being actually there present and signing it in front of them, and now it's going to a handwriting expert because of it, and this notary could lose their license for notarizing it like that.
Oh, that's a flood video right there. Speaking of floods, and I guess to segue into the next subject, or back into the previous subject, I don't know. We have been building a Dutch-style floodgate into the industrial canal area in New Orleans.
Have we?
Yeah.
What, to prevent
and
another
it's
Katrina?
brilliant.
To prevent
I must say, it's brilliant. You could line up fucking tanks on this bitch.
To prevent the levee from breaking again?
Yeah, and also to prevent invasion. It's
Smart to
very apparent to me from looking at it that this is a defensive structure as well. It's made to where it's going to be rather obstructive, even if collapsed. You know, it'll be a very treacherous sail through, even if they manage to just blow the shit out of it. You know what's funny? People who talk to themselves as if anyone gives a shit.
Huh? I do that all the time.
Yeah, no, but when people like really think it should matter what they're saying, and they just assume that they should be able to shove their opinion down your throat. You know, like for instance, coming on to your own channel or in your own house and saying, "This is such," and you people are all idiots.
Yeah, I got a little bit.
Yeah. I think it would be my fault if I was offended by that. Yeah, that would be horrible of me. Oh yeah. Get the fuck on out of here before I show you just the tip, bitch. I'm not interested in the fake opinions of Google employees. Their fucking tactics are obvious. Are mine? Bye-bye, troll.
Oh, he beat me to it.
Troll burn!
Oh. Let's see.
This video here that we're making right now? Cool.
What?
Well, I appreciate everyone who liked it. And I hope it wasn't fake accounts. Because that's what I just think, you know. I mean, clearly I have more real likes than dislikes. On a regular basis, I have enjoyed a 2/3 like to dislike, between 60 and 73% like ratio on this channel, despite trolls rigging certain videos with negative likes, in addition to, you know, people who basically subscribe to my channel just to dislike my videos. I don't know if they're fucking paid to do it or just that brainwashed and they happen to be Google employees and they just feel it's necessary. But, you know, I like to think in terms of possibilities and not draw conclusions usually. Alright, come on, Miss May. The Russians have responded. Unless she doesn't acknowledge their response, then it won't be a response per se, I suppose. If they don't acknowledge that, there's a take your time. Then maybe the whole world won't go splat. That's an interesting calculation. But she could be preparing to go make a statement in a second. Fucking... If Russia thinks that NATO is afraid of them, they're about to find out otherwise. They seem to be acting like they think we're afraid of them.
Sounds like to be them.
Yeah. Clearly, Putin has brainwashed all of you fucks into forgetting that it was us who saved your ass from the Germans. Okay? You didn't liberate Europe. You didn't fucking save the fucking world. You needed our shit just to defend yourselves. We supplied you. And then after we kicked Hitler's ass, you finally got a fucking army and go and claim spoils. Only your fucking people were so ruthless and barbaric that the Germans ran from you and surrendered to us. 200,000 of them. You're part of the horde. You're all a bunch of slaves. You are a slave army, little Russian trolls. And the goal of your movements as a pawn is essentially to exterminate your own people and to put an end to whatever ideals you might have been taught you stand for. Oh, they won't hold up. Fighting for what's right and just and true. That's our job. Corrupting the world so military men can take cuts of private wealth by force. That's more y'all's thing. And it has been. For a very long time. that's okay because the House Republicans have ended the Russia probe. Right before Trump fires Tillerson for agreeing with our NATO ally that Russia was behind a Russian attack. I just wish we had Republicans that had the balls to use the words that Ronald Reagan did when describing Russians' terrorism. He called it a fucking terrorist attack. Ronald Reagan called terrorism what it was. And we didn't go to war then. But now we've got a bunch of traitors and morons running around pretending to govern. Thank God for people like Pompeo. I've known a couple West Point men. He's in charge up there. Trump ain't in charge. And he knows damn good and well where this is headed. And truth be told, a lot of people have for quite some time. For at least 6 years now. Maybe 7, maybe 8. Maybe even longer than that if they didn't need me to tell them. But at the point where I did inform them, there were things that ensured my words were given credence. And that's all I will say about that. If you tell me I'll never eat McDonald's French fries again after watching that video, I'm never going to watch that video, because I fucking love McDonald's French fries. I don't care what the fuck you say.
Fucking McDonald's French fries
delicious.
Shiznit.
Get in my fat American belly. Oh yeah. 6'3", 175. Oh, I'm so fat.
5'11", 135. There he is. That's it.
Europe is not surprised by Tillerson being sacked. Yeah, neither am I.
I don't think anybody.
I knew as soon as he said that shit, and guess what? Trump's gonna fire him. And then I immediately thought, I wonder if the Republicans are gonna fucking finally man up after this bullshit, because ExxonMobil, I was under the impression that Tillerson was one of the main reasons why the Republicans were supporting the administration. I thought that, he was like their man in the hole because of the whole ExxonMobil thing, But, it is now 3:30 on the East Coast, and we have no impeachment yet.
Yeah.
Trump is probably working on his plea deal. Good.
Probably more likely he's looking for work. He's going to run out of the country. Who will take him in now?
there's a Mexican cartel threatening tourism in Cancun. So if we just stop the immigrants from coming over here and picking our vegetables for us, the Mexican cartel will stop threatening tourism in Cancun.
Huh?
Step 1, collect underpants.
Phase 2.
Phase 2. Phase 3, profit. What's phase 2? Phase 2. Phase 3, profit. I think I just got it. Wait, no, maybe like phase 2 is phase 3 profit. Then what's phase 3? Shit. What's profit? What's phase 4?
Phase 4, I think after you profit, that's pretty much the goal.
Oh yeah, then we just be chilling. Got it. I learned something. It's funny how I never see spaceships do supersonic booms. Because spaceships magically don't need to do supersonic booms. They go up into fucking space at 7 times the fucking speed of sound without needing to make a sonic boom because they're magical. Oh yeah, I forgot. Because, you know, you can tell they're magical. I have proof that they're magical, in fact. Spaceships. Because how else? Oh, where is it? Come on. How else do you get, like, rainbows to cause a spaceship to take off of the moon? You know, it's just like a little question I have. Like, how do rainbows power a spaceship that isn't magical? Where's my photo? Where's the photo that I've shown over and over again on this fucking channel? How is it not in my main folder where I keep this? Oh, there it is. Okay. It has to be here somewhere. It can't be anywhere else. But yes. How do rainbows power spaceships, y'all? Because that is the post-ignition frame. And those things shooting out of it right now are the propellant force that causes it to go upward. There is no sand or dust cloud. There's nothing. Just a bunch of shit shoots out of it. And I saw the shit shoot out of it, and I said, hey, I'd like to see what kind of shit that is. So I backed it up and I hit pause, and as you can see, that's a VOA video. That's a executive branch government fucking YouTube channel. Not edited, you know, like that's the real video. Backed it up and paused it. And that's what shot out. Fucking rainbows. Rainbows, yeah. Rainbows. That's the male. I don't know. Never mind. Either way. So I concluded that this particular lunar landing craft must be powered by a unicorn's ass. I mean, isn't that just perfectly scientifically logical? What the fuck else do rainbows shoot out of? Unicorns' asses, right? Exactly.
Makes sense.
Makes perfect sense. Trump is probably working on his plea deal. That sentence was 42 characters long.
Yeah.
Poetry. Trump calls Fox News host in the middle of a meeting.
Huh.
Wow.
Why does that not surprise me?
The never-ending crap stream. Oh, Trump is reviewing border wall prototypes. Oh, okay. That way, the fucking cartels can, you know, get a good look at him too and plan on how to get around them early. Let's make sure we put video and photos of those wall examples all over the internet. That'd be great. Not that fucking walls have a chance of being effective anyways.
We dig the hole under the wall? No.
Well, if you want to get under a wall before the hyena comes, you got to dig a tunnel, dig a tunnel. When you're done, dig another tunnel. Dig a tunnel. All right, just sing along.
Quick before the hyena comes.
There you go. What will happen?
What stuff? So.
Momentarily distracted. I usually can't hurt to get her to shut up with that song.
Dig a tunnel, dig a tunnel. Dig a tunnel, dig
I like so.
tunnel. Dig a tunnel, dig a tunnel. Before the hyena comes.
Oh. Yeah, we're all gonna be fucking digging tunnels soon. Alright. Who is Mike Pompeo? Fox News not even tell people who Mike Pompeo was yet? Fuck. Oh yeah, that's right. They've probably been not showing him much on Fox News, considering that he said, oh, the Russians were behind the fucking hacking and it was for Donald Trump. You know, intelligence. Do I want to know? I don't know if I want to know. You know, in the East Ukraine, they still call it anti-terrorist operations. Who are they fighting? Russians. Why do they call them terrorists? Because they are. What do you call somebody blowing up shit in your country without declaring war on it? That's a fucking terrorist. Shooting down passenger airlines, fucking killing civilians. Sulfur attacks. Shelling their own civilians just to blame the fucking people from Kiev. Oh yeah, they did it over and over again. Cold busted. Not that it wasn't obvious. Now, I'm sure RT managed to fool people back home about it, but didn't fool me, didn't fool the rest of Ukraine, didn't fool Europe, didn't fool the rest of the world. They can fool their own people all they want, keep them all riled up, and thinking they're going to liberate the fucking world from the great American Satan or whatever. And if you're sitting down there in St. Petersburg or in Moscow and you don't realize it, that's what the fucking people in Krasnoyarsk Krai say, and that's what the fucking people in Grozny say, and that's what the fucking people in Crimea and Donetsk say. Okay? So you don't know shit.
Have a cigarette, please.
Yes, please.
Thank you. More discovery. Fucking start to pile up.
You.
No.
Just no.
Just not good.
Just no.
I'm excused. I have a work excuse.
I'll excuse
Until tomorrow.
Oh, you're being hacked. Isn't that lovely?
Shabbos.
I'm starting to just love being hacked. It's just like my favorite thing now.
Huh.
Oh, look, validation.
Wait, no, we have that threat. Wait, did anybody screenshot that threat? Hold up. We did get threatened. Where'd it go? Oh, wait, no. We don't have it because it was disabled. Wait, maybe I can still get it.
What?
I don't know. Shut up.
Oh, and an unapproved comment?
Yeah. No. Just keep going with what you're doing. Let me do my thing.
I didn't really do anything. I'll try. Quick before the hyena comes. Oh! Now for the Gartark! Oh, that's, in a way, that's kind of ominous. You must. Now for the Gartark! That was a Gartark. 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 Narfel the Gay Thor.
Well, do you have the
Played
comments?
by Kevin Sorbo. What?
Do you have the comments on the video?
On this video?
Yeah.
Neville!
Hey, Neville.
Kira's here too, right?
Yeah, we can just always like go back in the video and take a screenshot of it. Because we did get threatened to a whole lot more, right? With something along them lines. I mean, medication's fucking with my head at this point. That was for me.
That was for you?
Yeah, that was for me. Thank you.
That's such a nice cigarette.
It can be my nice cigarette.
Be my cigarette. I am still living with your Trump. He thinks the White House is a dump. Oh, I already rhymed that in another song, I know. But I don't want to die. I don't want to kiss my sweet white ass goodbye. With his big red button, he'll cause World War III. All because of tape with whore P.
Woohoo.
How long will his bullshit fly? Holy fuck, we're all going to die sometime soon. I don't wanna be on fire.
Why not?
I just want this dumbass to fucking already retire. Where's my guitar?
House is on fire. That's about as high as I can go.
Let's see, I gotta see if I can write the chorus for it. International. No time for motivation. Gotta smoke some inspiration. Sitting there watching you smoke your cigarette. I gotta have my own cigarette now. Oh. Ah. Just the tip was the.
Just the tip.
Yeah, just the tip.
Just the tip.
Oh, speaking of just the tip, the troll's back.
Oh yeah.
We can live beside the ocean, see the corals die, swim out past the breakers, all because of a spy. I was hoping to go more parody with it. Sad. Thinking about the corals dying just makes me sad. Oh. Prove it. Sorry, we don't get many new visitors around these parts.
Ding!
Wait, okay, so the first one has to be, we can hire a special counsel. Oh. I'm sure there's no possibility of a troll ever living in Israel. But, you know, I speak fluent sarcasm. But we are certainly reservedly pro-Israel around here. Of course, propaganda has affected their way of doing things as well. Max might be watching, but if Max doesn't feel like talking, Max can be quiet. So, Max, if you're there, hi Max.
Hey Max. Oh, wait, can I do the chipmunk voice? Hey Max.
Do you have Max's order ready?
Did you order the zucchini combos at the box combo with the sweet tea and 2 lemonades and an extra lemonade?
It's making me hungry.
Juicy.
We can hire a special counsel. Find out who's the spy. Hopefully impeach him before he gets to resign. Yeah, that's my rewrite of the chorus there. Although I'm not happy with the extra syllable. That's just off on pentameter. I'm OCD when it comes to lyrics. We can hire a special counsel, find out who's a spy.
That's not tomorrow.
Send them all to prison. And watch a few die. We can hire a special... Wait, I want to get the guitar now.
Yeah. Here we go. Monster has been created.
We can hire a special counsel. Find out who's the spy. That's a song I haven't bothered trying to play for a long time. It's like, where's the blocking going there? Because it's like not hard. It's like 4 fucking bar chords.
Right.
We can hire a special counsel. Find out who's the spy. What was the other word? Send a lot to prison. Watch the rest die. We can hire a special counsel. Find out who's the spy. Send them all. Send them all to prison. Watch the rest die. Wait, where is it? I've got the same talent as Green Day, but I'm just going to use different fucking bar chords, you know, like. Although I can actually play Green Day because I've rehearsed Green Day. So if you want to hear some Green Day, now's your time to make a request while I got my guitar out. Yeah. So there's the horrible half-written theme song of the video. For some reason, Burnout seems appropriate. Neville says basket case. Oh. He wants to test and see how much energy I got left in me. 3 hours into the broadcast. Do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once? I'm one of those melodramatic fools, neurotic to the bone, no doubt about it. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. up. Well, I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid? I'm just pretty old. I went to a shrink to analyze my dreams. She says it's like a sex that's making me done. Well, I went to a whore. He said my life's a bore. So quit my whining 'cause it's bringing her down. So I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps setting up. Well, I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid? I am. Oh, oh. Grasping to control, so I better hold on. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps setting up. Well, I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid? Oh yeah. Ah. Oh, was that easy? God damn it, I missed one chord. It kept on fucking me up over and over again. Yeah. And then there's like an ending and stuff, and I've done lost my mojo on that shit. Surprised I did it, like, remotely fucking competently, because first of all, you need energy, which I have none right now, and then you need a pick, and I wasn't using a pick. But, like a nice little abrasive kind of thing going on my fingernail now.
Yay. Wait, no. What?
Whew. Yeah, like, this guitar is not easy to get the right kind of sound out of anyways. You know, a little acoustic electric from 1972. Wow. This old girl lived in my car with me. You can't be too picky about the way it sounds in every key, because the still got the original fretboard, and that's rather flat. And if you ever hear me playing lead on this thing, just know that I'm having to press down pretty far. Well, she's walking through the clouds with a circus mind that's running around. Butterflies and zebras, moonbeams, and fairy tales. That's all she ever thinks about. Riding in the wind. When I'm sad, she comes to me with 1,000 smiles. She gives to me free. It's alright, she says, it's alright. Take anything you want from me. Ow. Concert. No, not quite. This is just how I hang out. Usually, better done in New Orleans, back when I drank. But, you know, this is certainly the part of the habit I did not let go of. Oh no, don't miss Joe Ruger. Kinda seems desperate for a hot topic these days. Tillerson urges orderly transition to Pompeo. Huh. Well, oh yeah. What you got, Nigel? something in the way I feel. She don't want me to feel. The stare she bears it got me, but I don't care. I say, so what if I bleed? Life never changes what I feel. My face will never show what is not real. Mountains never seem to have the need to speak of the love that shared so many seas. See, she hides 'cause she is scared, but I don't care. I understand. Like it never changes what I feel. My face will never show what is not real. I couldn't lie, I'm such a fool. My eyes can never keep their cool. I showed her and I told her how she struck me, but I'm fucked up now. Yeah, she gone away. A soulful song that would not stay. See, she hides 'cause she is scared. I don't care. I say, so what if I bleed? Fucked up that words. The stare she bears got me. Like it never changes what I feel. My face will never show what is now real. I couldn't lie, I'm such a fool. My eyes can never keep their cool. I showed her and I told her how she struck me, but I fucked up now. I couldn't lie, I'm such a fool. My eyes can never keep their cool. I showed her and I told her how she struck me, but I'm fucked up now. Cryptocurrency. One second. Oh. I gotta stay and practice every now and again, or I'll fucking forget how to play. So sorry. My wife enjoyed it. yeah, it cryptocurrency is basically you mix a Ponzi scheme with Beanie Babies. Okay? That's fucking cryptocurrency. And it's just another one of those Russian pushed fad things. Kind of like the Iraqi dinar. Don't.
I'm not. I'm just laughing. I'm just enjoying.
I know. Okay.
Just enjoying the giggles.
Yes, the inventor of a Bitcoin is an unknown person. And what's more interesting to me is that the patent holder is unknown. You know, it's not just the person who invented it, but the actual patent holder themselves is unknown. The terms of the patent is unknown. For all you know, at any time, the patent holder could be a nation, could be fucking a terrorist group, for all you fucking know. But, you know, it could be Elon Musk, and one day he's just going to be like, okay, all that money's mine now. Thank you for your time. It's been fun with this whole thing. But you all have your Beanie Babies, and I have your cash. Right?
Pretty much.
That's what it is. It's Beanie Babies. It only has value because fucking people on the internet say it has value. That's all the value that it has. It's basically, and it's artificially inflated. The same way fad sales items were inflated. Well, until they actually caught on because they got on the fucking news. But yeah. But until that, you know, they didn't really have like the sellouts and everything. They were just like for some reason raising value, and people couldn't figure out why, right? Well, just like Beanie Babies, okay, just like any other fucking commodity, only there's nothing there. Okay, only there's no Beanie Baby. Okay, there is no Beanie Baby. Like there is no spoon, there is no Beanie Baby. Okay, that's the secret to understanding cryptocurrency, right there.
There is no data.
There is no Beanie Baby.
There's only sound.
It's like the existential moment that you must have.
There is only Zool.
No, it's not. I know it's tempting, okay, but can you resist the Ghostbusters quote for just this one moment?
I watched it yesterday.
And be at one with the there is no Beanie Baby moment. Yes. Well, if nobody knows who invented it, then how does anybody know who's patented it? Or if there is a patent on it? Patented it? Patented? If it didn't patented it? I gotta strip myself out there. If you are watching this on hallucinogenics, I apologize for the way that sounded. No, your ears are not melting. Good morning, trumpet. No. Today we're talking about cryptocurrency, brought to you in part by Not Beanie Babies. But yeah, okay, so the same way like shitty insider trading goes, okay, or like the same way the stock market crashed before the 40s, okay, where people would literally get together and buy a bunch of something to inflate the value, and then they'd all agree to sell it off at a certain point, and then basically all the people who bought because they bought and increased the value get stuck with what's left, which is often a fucking tank value. Okay, so with these Bitcoins things, the Russians and different communist organizations and different fucking people who have caught on, and the Shilliverse, okay, the Horde in general, has different groups all over the world, and that's how they inflate the value of the Bitcoin. They have this thing where they go every fucking 6 hours. What was it called? Fucking, John Oliver fucking reported on this shit. If you didn't see that, check out the John Oliver report. Did a great fucking report on it, actually. And every 6 hours, they sell. Like, they go through this whole process of, they buy, and then they go out and they tell a bunch of people that they need to fucking buy because it's going up, and then people buy because it's going up, and then they all sell at the same time, and they fucking take their money, and yeah. And that's why when you look at the, if you go and pull up the, value, you see that, what's it called, Bitcoin? The Bitcoin value just has this constant fucking little pulse to it as it goes up. That's because of this artificial manipulation. And these guys basically operate Ponzi-style schemes to get their group pool things going. Which to me was no fucking surprise. Like, I didn't need John Oliver's report to tell me that, but, you know, he quantified it nicely and did a nice expose on it if anybody wants to check that out. Ever since you dissed Audi, all you see is their ads. Well, Audi's doing pretty well, man. Audi's doing well in the touring car races. And, you know, they build a good product. They just got asshole drivers. But then, you know, some of their asshole racing drivers are some of my favorite asshole racing drivers. So, Pierre Klein-Newbeck naturally being the exception because he's a fucking nice guy. He will be all over your ass if you think you're going to stay in front of him in a car that isn't much faster than his. Okay, but he's not an ungentlemanly racer. And you know, every time I slide an Integra sideways in fucking second gear, just fucking power on, trying to maintain it, and then pop it back, I say I pulled a Klein-Newbeck. Anyways. Yeah, I don't think cryptocurrency has yet in any measurable way weakened the US dollar, but I can see how it's actually designed to. And if, you know, just like with the Trump effect, if people don't have enough fucking common sense, the idiots will be amplified. And whether or not they multiply at a certain level, it'll sure seem like they have, because they will be amplified. They'll be multiplied, but, you know, they'll be amplified. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What? Alright. I think 3 hours and 20 minutes is quite long enough for this broadcast to have gone on. Wow. And it doesn't look like Miss May is going to be gracing us with her presence. Because, I sense that she is still too pissed off for words. Well, Miss May, if someone from British intelligence would be so kind as to get you this message. The Right Honorable Gentleman from Slaughter, Louisiana would be happy to make a statement on your behalf. That's 70777. Anyways. See, here's the thing I find probably more difficult than I should find it. I don't know how to mail someone a scroll. How do you mail a scroll? It's supposed to show up as a scroll, but like you can't send a scroll. You have to send it in a box, but then it wouldn't be sending a scroll, it'd be sending a scroll with a box with a fucking scroll in it. I'm supposed to send a scroll. I don't think I can afford that kind of courier. So.
Barrel of wine.
What?
Barrel of wine.
Barrels of wine, yes, barrels of wine. But, you know, how am I supposed to notify the Queen of my return if I can't send her the scroll? Just saying. These are the hilarious things that make me me. Anyway, the world's smallest nuke. Oh yeah, I remember that one. That's a great little. All it basically was a fucking dirty bomb. One more check. What the fuck are they talking about? Soros is freaked out. Who keeps track of what George Soros says? How is he freaked out about crypto? I'm interested to see if you could describe. Neville, Sean, either of y'all hear about George Soros not like? I'm taking it he doesn't like cryptocurrency. Well, that would make him a smart person, wouldn't it? No. Yeah. Alex Jones. Should have known. George Soros says cryptocurrency is all a plot of the Illuminati and the Freemasons are going to use it to take over the world. Hell, Putler.
Is that how you...
Had Alex Jones up there, I had to delete him.
Gotcha. Don't forget about the gay frogs.
Almost forgot. George Soros is turning the frogs gay! Okay. Yeah, that's good. I have now found inner peace. Okay. Wrong controller. Mouse for that. Controller for that. Which is what you're looking at right there. Did you fire Rex Tillerson because he... Oh, this might be juicy. Oh, wait.
Sometimes tremendous energy, tremendous intellect. We're always on the same.
I'm guessing it's towards the end.
Certainly take that finding as fact.
I do not look like a flaming hot Cheeto. Perhaps my penis does, but that is not regardless. Just because I am a dick doesn't mean I look like my dick.
Looking at Larry Kudlow very strongly. I've known him a long time.
I can't even commit to a Trump
Very,
impression.
very talented man, a good man, and I.
Really?
As you know, now we're going to the wall. We're going out to the wall. We're going to be looking at the prototypes, which is very important for our country. But Theresa May is going to be speaking to me today. It sounds to me like they believe it was Russia, and I would certainly take that finding as fact. As soon as we get the facts straight, and we're going to be speaking with the British today. We're speaking with her.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was just a coincidence. Oh, I'm sure. What the fuck was that? Yo. Did you see that? I'm like afraid. Oh, there's Beyond Bitcoin right there. Oh, good, it didn't show back up. Alright, well, anyways. I'm gonna not show back up for a while. And, when I do, I hope y'all show back up too. But thanks for watching, y'all. Thanks for hanging out, Mr. Conway, Neville, and new person who may or may not be a troll. I'm gonna go with odd timing, just somebody pretending to behave, but you never know. I usually do, but you know, you never know. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. Take it easy. Peace.
In my heart, and baby down in my soul. You, baby, you can't take it no more. No, I know I'm walking out that door the way you treated me too many times before. Oh, you know I want you there, I wanna be right there with you. I know I gotta keep